you know the old traditional story of boy meets girl, boy falls in love with girl, boy marries girl?
Today, things are a little bit more complicated. If you stay with us today, we're going to show you how boy meets girl in sign language, falls in love in sign language, and gets married on Say It with Sign. Before boys meet girls, they have to wake up. Okay, you ever wonder how deaf people wake up in the morning? We have an alarm clock that wakes us up. Now, my parents have alarm clocks, but there's different ways deaf people have to wake up. They can't hear an alarm, so there's alarm clocks that have beep, 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 beep.
Lights.
Lights that flash off and
on and off.
I know a deaf man who has one of the wind-up alarm clocks. He ties a string around it, and he hooks that up to a little small bucket pail of water. And when the alarm goes off, the string unwinds and the bucket falls. And that worked for about 2 weeks, and now he wakes up just before the alarm goes off because his wife got tired of getting wet.
You would wake up before the water crashed on you, too.
Sometimes you can plug things into the back of an alarm clock for hearing people, and so I know lots of deaf people that have vibrators
And they're
in their
hooked
beds.
into their bed or pillow so that the whole bed shakes. Can you imagine waking up in the morning and thinking there was an earthquake? The bed just moves like this so that the deaf person can feel the alarm instead of hear it.
Other odd things that happen for wake-up things, I know people that have their whole electrical system in their house blink off and on in the morning, and sure that does it.
Who train their dogs? Because one of my friends has a dog that wakes up regularly and knows that at 6 o'clock he's to come into the bedroom, put his paws up on the bed, and shake the bed.
Kind of like a rooster dog. You know, there's special dogs that deaf people can have that have been trained, and I think it costs like $2,600 to train them.
$1,000.
26,000, no. I'm
I don't
not
know,
sure.
it's a lot of money.
Anyway, those dogs are really smart. They're trained so that when they hear noises, they show the deaf person what the noises were. So if they heard someone knocking at the door, the dog, takes the person and leads them to the door.
Most dogs don't have hands. These dogs are called signal dogs because that's exactly what they do. They signal the deaf person as to what's going on. One dog that we heard about has a signal for the baby's cry when the baby is hurt, so that's the emergency cry.
He does something different. He just doesn't go, ah. He shows them there's the baby, but he changes his behavior.
Yeah, he doesn't have the same behavior when he sees the baby or when he hears a cry that's like, just a whine. He only responds in a certain way to an emergency cry. He goes to the door and signals them that there's somebody at the door. He tells them when the phone is ringing. He tells them when there's a burglar. Well, he doesn't know burglars, but when he hears somebody outside the door or window.
A noise at night, he hears and he goes over and tells them. In fact, some deaf people that have a dog. That's kind of a funny story.
I just heard a story from a friend of mine. There's a whole family of people, all of whom are deaf. And some repair people came over to the house, and they had been working at the same house over and over many, many times, and they commented to each other that every time they went to this house, they met a new deaf person. And most of these deaf people happen to not speak, and so they had gotten in the habit of writing notes and those kind of things. They went to the house for about the 16th time, and they met a new deaf person. It happened to be the sister-in-law, who directed them around to the side of the house. They went to the side of the house, and they saw 2 dogs, and the dogs were barking, but without any voice. No voice. So the man finally thought that all, including the dogs, were deaf. And he said, what's going on? Turns out they were Basenjis, dogs that don't have voice boxes.
I love it. Boy meets girl. You know what you need first? You need to have a husband. A husband. Take father, come down to Mary, which we're going to show you in a bit. We have husband. Try that. Husband.
You might think about holding hands.
Husband. Husband. Husband.
Husband.
And a wife. Remember, upper half of the face are male signs, lower half, so we are female, so we have wife. Wife. Take mother and come to Mary. And you don't even have to go mother. You can just go mother. Lefties, it's
notice
wife.
The hand shape stays the same as Mary. So it just comes down like this.
Wife. Father-in-law. We take father, we sign with it the sign for law, and we have, I'm sorry, mother-in-law. Mother-in-law. Take mother, come down to law, and mother-in-law. The opposite of that is a father-in-law.
And
A
that's what you get
father-in-law.
when
you
boy
get
meets
married,
girl.
when boy meets girl. You have a brother. You have to have that? No, you don't have to have a brother. We take boy, put it with the sign for same. This is the sign for same, and we have brother. Try it. Brother. And a sister. A sister. Take a girl, take your thumb, put it on your face, stroke it a couple times for the girl, and it comes down to this sign for same. We get sister. Sister. Brothers and sisters are wonderful. Take all of your hands, put them together, wonderful. And if it's really wonderful, it's wonderful. And if it's not so wonderful, it's wonderful. Tell us about boy meeting girl. What happens?
Then there is marriage. Now, you saw the last part of husband and wife, and that was marriage. The hands are in a bent hand shape like this, and they clasp together. Marriage. Marriage. And who gets married? People. Now, your index fingers are extended, your middle fingers are extended, and your thumb is on the middle knuckle. Now, both hands are out in front of you, and they circle outward. People. People get married. And people become married. Your hands are flat and palm to palm. And then they simply slide so that they're in the opposite direction. So they start this way, and then they slide until the opposite hand is on top. Become. And when they get married, they become a family. These are F's, if you remember. Your thumb and your index finger are touching pad to pad. And then the hands touch thumb to thumb, finger to finger. And circle around and make a circle until the baby fingers touch. Family.
Baby family.
Family. We have a baby family because we're only 3. Family. And then, if you might remember possession. My. Flat hand for possession. My. Belonging to me. My. And if you turn that around and go towards the person you're signing to, that's yours. Yours. Yours and its. Something that belongs to something else. Its. Or it could have been his or her or whatever. So we have my, yours, and its. My, yours, and its. And if you make that even broader, you can talk about our. Start with your hand flat. The flat hand means possession. Flat hand on the same side of your body. Your thumb is touching your chest, and then it makes a little arc outward and touches baby finger down to your chest. Our. Our. Our family is not very big. But let's look at the sign for big. Thumbs are extended and index fingers are bent, slightly bent. And then they start small and get big. Big. Need to sign that? Thumbs are extended. This is kind of interesting hand shape. And index fingers are bent. All the other fingers are in. Big. Now, in signing, we have a way of comparing. Just like in English, you hear the sounds ER and EST at the end of a word. You can say something is big-er. And that's just by your thumb moving upward. Big-er.
Remember, we told you before you could say play-er. Now, that's a different er. That's the sign for like a player or a teacher. You wouldn't say a play-er. That would be like bigger.
It's a comparison when your thumb goes up. And it's a person when you do these 2 flat hands going straight down. That's what we call the agent sign. But in English, sometimes that's pronounced just like we sign big-er, we say big-er and play-er. Those are very different ideas, right? So when you're comparing, make your thumb go upward. When you're talking about a person, make your 2 flat hands go down. That also means, by the way, the thumb going up means est as well. So you can say big-er or big-est or
Now
best.
I'm the biggest. Now. Take Y hands. Face them so you're looking at them. The only time you ever use this towards
Your
you.
palms towards you.
Now. And if it's really now, it's now. And that goes at the end of a sentence when you're signing it.
Now.
But if it's not now, it was
Before. Now, before, you simply brush your hand back over your shoulder, like you're pushing it away. Before.
you had or you have. Have.
Have.
Take your hands, bend them, put them on your chest. Have.
Have or possess.
Have. You have more. More. Take
Little
all your hands,
O's
put them all together.
and tap them together at the fingertips.
More.
More.
Remember, same. Take 2 fingers, put them together, same. And
Or
if you
also.
put them together, it's also.
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 Remember how to count? We have one. One. We're not going to
And
count
I
anymore
only have
today.
one. Love,
Love.
her.
And that's
Love.
me. I love you.
Love. Love. How about talking about a song now? Okay, we have love, and we have a song called People that Barbara Streisand sings. Look for people, look for that sign, look for person, feel. People
And me
in the
too.
world. I'm so lucky. Did you get us all those ers, ists, and ers, and people? Lots of signs, and slow enough, so that's a good song to try practicing with. Okay, when we introduced the song, we had to fingerspell it. Remember, fingerspelling is spelling all the words.
And your palms are
People,
out.
facing out. We've had
Fingertips
all the
are
way up. If you've been watching with us, you can go A through Y. Today, we're going to get Z. Z.
Point your
Use
index
one
finger out. And then draw
Z.
a Z in the air.
Z.
Draw a Z in the air. Now, this is very important for left-handed people because it always goes out first. No, it always, he's showing you what. Okay.
Don't do this. Do
You first go outward, then inward, and outward. Even if you're
Z.
left-handed. It doesn't
Out,
matter if they
in,
look
out.
backwards.
So it's to you, it looks right if you're left-handed. If you're
Right-handed,
it looks wrong.
Z.
Z.
The last letter.
Z. O.
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 All your fingers are touching. You remember that was in the sign for more. All your fingertips are touching your thumb.
And E. All of your fingernails,
Your fingernails are
come
showing
down
on the top
that.
of your thumb.
E. And N.
Your index finger and thumb and middle finger are over your thumb, and your thumb's peeking out underneath.
And
N.
D.
Your index finger, D,
Looks
index
just
finger,
like it.
is sticking up. Your middle finger and thumb are in contact at the pad.
When you go see animals, you go to the...
Zoo.
Try that. Zoo.
Zoo.
How about the Wizard of... Good. The Wizard of Oz. I'm finally glad we
Oz?
don't have to say id. We know
Oz.
Oz. How about if something is being squeezed out of something, it?
It. Who's it?
Again,
You.
it's... Ooh.
Ooze.
How about this one?
Ooze.
Again. Did you read zone?
Zone.
And remember, you're trying to spell it by saying the words. You don't want to go Z-O-N-E. You're saying
Zone.
zone. You give them one.
And if you're counting, the first number is 1.
And the opposite of yes is...
One more time.
Try and spell that with us.
No.
Again. No.
No.
You won't spell it with me? And there's kind of a... When
Sleeping. When you're starting to sleep, you...
Again, it's...
You doze. Doze. And when you're all finished,
you
you're...
are... Again, you are...
That's right,
I think
you're
we're
done.
Let's go over and have a conversation. Remember, first time through, we're going to sign
but
and
we're
no
not gonna use
voice.
our voices.
Little complicated, lots and lots of signs today. Watch us. After we're done, we'll sign it through the second time with voice, and the third time we'll teach you. Okay? Sharon, you start. Got it?
Did you understand?
All the words completely?
We'll go
Try
through
it
it
again
again.
with voice.
With-
Sign it with us.
You... Oops, I'm sorry. You and I became married. Now, my family is bigger.
Before, you had one sister and one brother-in-law.
Now, I have 3 more, remember 3 with the thumb, 3 more brothers-in-law and 1 sister-in-law.
Now, I have 1 sister-in-law and 1 brother-in-law.
We have a mother and father-in-law now, too.
I love big families.
Me too. And I love your family.
We have a family that's wonderful.
Remember that your adjective, wonderful, is coming after family because that's the structure in American Sign Language.
Let's run through that real fast with all of us signing together, okay?
Together. Now.
You and I got married, and now my family is bigger. Sign that with Sharon. Got married, and now my family is bigger, okay?
Now
And
sign this with Larry. Before you had 1 sister and brother-in-law.
before
And now with me.
now I have 3 more brothers-in-law and 1 sister-in-law.
Now I have 1 sister-in-law and 1 brother-in-law.
Good. How about we have a mother and a father-in-law now, too?
We and Larry's going to sign, I love big families.
Try that.
And I'm going to say, me too.
And I love your family.
I love your family.
We have a family that is wonderful.
Okay.
We, her and I, have a family that is wonderful.
Wonderful.
Hope you do too. Okay, what's this? How about good, wife,
What's this?
husband, husband. How do you say mother-in-law? Not that. Mother-in-law. Now, some people joke and they say mother, father,
Father,
and
and
mother-in-law,
mother-in-law.
but it's not true. What does this mean? Good, wonderful.
Wonderful. And what does this mean? Do you remember family? Family.
How about this fingerspelled word?
What do you find there?
Aminals.
Aminals. Zoo.
Fingerspell back to me, Oz. Yeah, Oz.
Good. And an area in a city is a... Did you read zone? Zone.
How about this? Should have said people. How do you say that people are wonderful? I gave it away. People are wonderful. And tell me that you love people.
Should it look like this?
I
I
love
love
people.
people. And tell me what this means.
I love you. How about more? More.
What does this say?
More than what? I love you more.
That's a safe comment
And I
because
could
he doesn't
say
know more than
back, I could say,
Uh-huh. I love you
too.
too.
Okay, what about,
In the past, right?
and what's the opposite? How do you
Before.
say now? Yeah,
Now.
Tell me that now people are getting married. now people are getting married. I hope that
Clasp
didn't
your hands
confuse you.
together.
Marriage, but getting. This could be becoming, married, all kinds of different things. Anything to do with one thing becoming another. Tell me that your sister is getting married.
Should have looked like this. My sister is getting married.
Tell me that your brother is getting married.
He's marriage crazy today. My brother is getting married.
To a wonderful husband.
Oh,
Whoops, to a wonderful wife.
What's on your mind?
To a wonderful wife. How about mother-in-law? What's the sign for law? Law.
Can you
Not
say,
law.
I have a mother-in-law? Okay. I have a mother. Oh, a wonderful mother-in-law. That's nice. Let's do it that way.
I have a wonderful mother-in-law. Tell me that you have a wonderful father-in-law. Try that again.
Shall we sign it together?
Tell me that before you had one sister, now you have two. Excuse me.
Now you have two sisters.
Two sisters.
Okay.
Okay? Before I had, do you notice how the have became the had in English? So if I wanted to say that I had something, I'd use that with that sign. So when I say before I had, okay, I'd say before I had one sister, now I have two sisters. It's the same sign.
It's important to remember that it's quite different in signing because you just set it up right at the beginning. We said right in the early part that it happened before, and from then on, we didn't have to say before for every time it came up. We said before, and you would believe that it was in the past until we told you that it was now instead of in the past. And then from then on, it would be now until we
Yes.
changed it to something else.
I love it. Okay, think about how what we talked about, how people wake up, and think about if you could invent something, if you went deaf or you just wanted to wake up a little bit different with an alarm clock or a vibrator, something like that to use instead. Remember, we want you to practice signing and always remember to say it with sign.
Say it with sign, say it with sign. Run it by me if you would, a line at a time. Don't you think I'd like to see what you have to say? Even though the words sometimes just get in the way, it doesn't help to keep it bottled up day after day. When right there at your fingertips, you got a better way to let the world know what you're thinking. Let the world know how you feel.
We've been meeting like this for the past 20 shows.
But we hope that you haven't been keeping it a secret. In fact, we hope that you've told your friends and family and that they've been watching the show too.
In fact, we hope you've practiced with them, signed with them, and even communicated in sign language some of the conversations with them. You should be able to understand me if I say,
I hope you read, "Please give me my baby." But whether you did or not, we're going to be reviewing the things that we've learned in the last 20 shows. Today, as we
say it with sign.
We're now closing the current series of Say It With Sign, and we hope that you've learned a great deal, but we've only scratched the surface. This is only the beginning, and of course, I'm sure you can imagine that there's a great deal left to learn, and we hope that you will be learning those things in the future.
A real true beginning, I should say, because we've only taught you about 400 signs. There's probably about over 10,000 different signs, and maybe even 20,000 if you put them all together in various ways. So 400 is good, but don't expect to be able to understand someone moving away really, really fast or things like that. We also thought we would show you where you can go to learn more sign language. Think about going to your local community colleges, your local schools, your local, what other things?
Well, possibly even a church or a temple, your religious affiliation. Many of those places have sign language classes or programs for deaf people. And that might give you another opportunity, and that is to meet a deaf person. And it would be really interesting, I think, for a person to meet a deaf person and try to communicate using sign language.
Lots of times people are afraid when they see somebody signing or talking a foreign language or something like that to go up to them
And try
and
their new
try.
language.
But lots of people tell me they've been passing notes back and forth, and they found out that they could have signed.
And in fact, the best way to keep up a language and to learn more is to practice. So we're hoping that you'll keep on practicing, and maybe, as we said, by meeting a deaf person, that would be fine. Another way to just see sign language is you might go to a library and check on the books that they have. They might have videotapes.
Films, and if they don't have them there, sometimes they can borrow them from other libraries. So ask. Other things you might think about are TV programs. Lots and lots of TV programs now are in sign language. Sometimes there's religious programs that have little interpreters on the bottom and a little caption. They're not little, they're really big, but they look little in
But
a
they
circle.
look little. There are live theater things that go on and that might be signed as well, and it would be a lot of fun for you to see that. If you're interested in further information about sign language programs or sign language classes, check into a program through the National Association of the Deaf. It's called SIGN. It's at 814 Thayer Avenue in Silver Springs, Maryland, 20910.
And if you write to them, you probably can get a list of some classes or some things that you might want to do in your area. Okay? Let's do some signs now. Remember, you should be able to recognize this sign. If not, it's the sign brother. Remember, we have boy or man up here, male signs up on top, females down here. We're going to go brother. Hit the boy sign and come down. Brother, brother, and sister, sister. Take a girl sign, put it together with this sign, which is the sign for same, and we get sister, sister. Up ahead, we have father. Top of the head, male. Father, father. Some people go father, father. And mother, 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 or mother. The sign, this finger, pointing at yourself, is I or me. If I point it to Sharon, it would be she. I could point it to somebody out there that's a woman, it would be she. Or over there it could be she, depending on where. If I take it and just point it at something, it's it, okay? It, the table, it, her shoe, it, whatever's out there that's not a real thing. And dress, dress, dress. The sign, like a little tennis dress, dress. And the sign, have. Take your hands, bend them in, put them on your chest, have. To have not.
And if you have something, if I have something, it's my thing. My. And if I turn that flat hand toward you, it means it's yours. Yours. If I turn my flat hand to something, it's its. So you can get the principle that wherever my hand points, that's what it belongs to. My, yours, its. Now, a few sports. Do you remember basketball? You have a ball, if you have an imaginary ball, in your hands, and you throw it towards the basket.
It's a little bigger.
Is it a little bigger? I don't play basketball. Basketball. Tennis, you hold the racket. I don't play tennis either.
You doing fine?
And you throw it forward and a backhand. A forward and a backhand. Tennis. Golf. You hold on to that stick and you hit it downward. Golf. Golf. And when you play a sport, you play. Your baby finger and thumbs are out, your palms are slightly pointing towards one another, and then they shake. Play. Play. And if something's not old, it's new. Your base hand is flat with the palm up. Your active hand, this knuckle is prominent because it's bent right there, but you can see the shape of that hand, and it brushes against this knuckle against your palm. So it brushes upward. New. And if something were very new, it would look like this. Brand new. New.
Look at her facial expression. That's what's giving you the clue, as well as new.
Brand new. And if something always happens, your index finger points outward, and then it's almost as though you had a lasso on your finger and you were always rolling that rope around your finger. Always. Always. And I always love you. No matter how awful you know.
Always love me.
love.
Thanks.
Love. It's a hug. It's as if you hug yourself. Love. And I do love you.
That's because we're with
Together.
each other.
Right.
With. Take two hands. Grasp them together. Make a fist with your thumbs on top. Put it together and you get the sign with. It also means together. Now, together can move. I could say we're going to go somewhere together. We're going to be together. And you can be real cute and say together. Okay?
Together.
You can also sign want. Want.
Your hands are flat and palms up. Then they curl and come towards you. Want. Want.
How about a few
And
colors?
a few colors, yes. White. Start with a flat hand that touches your chest. And as it pulls away from your chest, the fingertips close against your thumb. White.
White.
Actually, it's the pads of your finger, I guess, the way you describe it.
Fingertips.
White.
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 And blue. Take a B hand, that's all your fingers up, your thumb over, and you shake it back and forth. B, and remember if you went, that would mean really, really
Bright blue.
blue.
Mm-hmm. Like
Blue.
the color the ocean can be sometimes. Very, very bright blue. How about, do you remember orange?
Orange.
Orange
The fruit and
and the color. The fruit and the vegetable. The fruit and the color, both. Orange. Does it help you to think about squeezing an orange into your mouth? Orange.
and like. Take these fingers, put them together as you pull it away, so it's going to look like that, pulling away from your body.
But on your chest.
Like.
And that's your middle finger and your
Like.
thumb. They touch against your chest.
Like.
And pull out.
Like.
Like.
And what are you wearing on your feet?
Shoes. Now, these are S hand shapes, as it just so happens. They're fists. And the contact is against the sides of your hands, right here, and you bounce them together. You can almost hear it. Shoes. Shoes.
I like shoes. How about
I like these shoes. See? If I point right to my shoes, that means those right there. Those
if I
particular
wanted to
ones.
talk about the color of my shoes, I'd put the color after the shoe, so it would be shoes that are blue.
Blue.
Remember that song that you hear at the beginning and the end of the show for these last 20 shows? Well, Sharon, would you sing it again for us? It's called Say It With Sign.
Say it with sign, say it with sign. Run it by me if you would, a line at a time. Don't you think I'd like to see what you have to say? Even though the words sometimes just get in the way, it doesn't help to keep it bottled up day after day. When right there at your fingertips, you got a better way to say it with sign, say it with sign. Run it by me if you would, a line at a time. Say it with music and we'll call it a song. Say it with your body, it's a dance. Tell the world a joke and we'll all laugh along. And you could learn to tell it with your hands. Oh, don't you think I'd like to see what you have to say? Even though the words sometimes just get in the way, it doesn't help to keep it bottled up day after day. When right there at your fingertips, you got a better way to let the world know what you're thinking. There's something very strong and very real. So say it with sign. You can say it with sign.
You love that song?
I love
it.
that song.
Good song. Let's try some finger spelling. We've gone through A through Z so far. Let's go through the letters one at a time. I'll tell you what they should be looking like. Sharon's going to show you, okay? Remember that your A has all your fingertips showing.
All your fingernails showing and your
showing,
thumb
your
up to
thumb
the
on the
side.
side. Your
A.
B.
B, your thumb is in and your fingers are flat.
Your C should look just like a C.
If you looked at it from the side, but it's always palm out.
Your D actually looks kind of like a baby D, has your finger sticking straight up for your index
And your middle finger touches your thumb. E, your fingertips are on the edge of your thumb and all of your fingernails are showing. E. F,
You're
your
holding
thumb and index finger are touching.
And all your other fingers are sticking up. G, you should be able
Index
to
finger?
rest something on it. It's flat. Looks
Index
kinda
finger
like
and
a
thumb are extended and separated.
H,
Index finger and middle finger out.
double-barreled shotgun, sometimes people
What a
tell
lovely
me.
thought.
Yes, H. I, holding all of your other fingers, sticking that pinky straight up. Make sure your thumb is holding onto your other fingers and not sticking out to the side.
And J, you just hold that hand shape and then draw J inward with either hand, but inward toward the middle of your body. K, your middle finger is out, your index finger is up, and your thumb is on the first knuckle of your middle finger. K.
Your L looks just like an L. Little
Your
right
thumb
angle
is
band there
extended.
at the bottom.
Your index finger is extended, and all the other fingers are down.
O.
LM, I think, comes
L,
next.
M, my gosh. M.
All of your fingers except your baby finger are over your thumb, so just the tip of your thumb is showing.
Then take
M.
away one less and you have an N.
N.
You have two fingers tucked over your thumb. Should be able to see the tip of your fingertip thumb,
Of your thumb.
sticking out. M and N. O.
Now we're ready for O.
Finally, looks just like it.
Your fingers are all gathered around your thumb, and the pads are touching. O.
P.
P looks very much like a
Upside down
K.
K.
Index finger's outward, middle finger is down now, and your thumb is again on your middle knuckle, on your first knuckle of your middle finger.
When you go to a Q, it's a G on its
Upside down.
side, upside down.
Index finger
Q,
pointing down,
spilled
thumb
out.
pointing down.
R. Cross your fingers. Never
Good
tell a
luck.
lie. Good luck. R. S.
S is a fist. Notice the emphasis on the S. Fist.
T. Grab a little kid's nose. Stick your thumb out between your index finger and your next to your index finger.
And there you go with your T peeking out.
U.
U
The
is
old
two
Cub Scout
fingers
sign.
pointing upward. V looks very much like a V. Your fingers are
Churchill's victory.
separated. That's right. W also looks quite a bit like a W. It's your baby finger and thumb holding onto each other and your three fingers up. Do not panic if your fingers won't go straight up. That,
It'll happen in time. They'll get up. Give them time.
even if it doesn't, it'll be readable. W comes X.
X. Take your index finger and bend it down in the middle. Stick it straight up. Make sure you're holding all of your other fingers so that nothing else shows except for that index up.
Which
Y.
is bent. Y is your baby finger and thumb extended and all the rest of the fingers down, and don't worry about trying to make your fingertips touch your palm. It can just be down.
You can
And it
stick your
does
hand
kind of
up.
look like a Y. Y and Z.
Z.
You start at the middle of your body, you go outward, in, and out again. Z.
Let's try to fingerspell a few words, okay? These are going to be easy words, and they're going to be animals.
And this is the best way for you to practice as well, and that is by using sets of things that you already know, like a set of colors, a set of animals.
More
And
advanced,
then-
the president's names.
That's right, and then as you practice, you'll know sort of what you're picking among. Let's start out with those animals that Larry was
How
talking
about
about.
A?
What's that?
Should have been
A
a
rat.
How about, give us an animal. How about a,
Oh, here's an easy one because I think you'll recognize it by the first letter. Let's try it again. A zebra.
and one last animal, it swims in the sea, it's a,
One more time.
It's
a fish.
fish. How about some colors?
Let's try this color. Did you read blue?
And one more, how about You should have read
Red.
red. And one last color, how about
Green.
green?
Green.
Green. Let's have our conversation. Remember, the first time we're going to be signing it without voice. Try and follow along with us. We're going to be signing it the second time with some voice, and we'll teach you on the third time. Okay? Look for the signs.
Okay.
All right.
Here
ready?
we go with the first sentence, and he'll sign it without voice.
That's true. That's true. Did you get it all? Should have been able to understand us. Okay, let's try it again, this time with some voice. All right?
Okay, Larry starts us out with, my
brother plays basketball with my father.
And I said, do you, and the question is on my face, do you play with your father?
Yes, I golf with him. And I pointed over there to him.
Mm-hmm. And then I changed the subject and said, I want a new tennis dress that is white.
You play tennis with your sister.
Mm-hmm. We, and I used the pointer again for my sister, we like to play together.
She has tennis shoes that are orange. Odd color.
Yes. And mine are blue.
You always have tennis shoes that are blue.
Well, you like blue.
It's true. I love blue. Let's try it again. Sign all these with us as we sign them along. First we said, my brother plays basketball with my father. Let's try that. My brother plays basketball with my father.
Good. And I ask, and you ask with us, do you, with a question on your face, do you play with your father?
Look at her face for the question.
Yeah, there's a question on the face.
Do
Good.
you play with your father?
father.
I said, yes, I golf with him. Okay, we were talking about dad or father, so him, of course, meant father.
Let's sign this together. I want a new tennis dress that is white.
Try that again. I want a new tennis dress that is white. I don't really want one. She does. And I said, you can play tennis with your sister.
Mm-hmm.
You can play tennis with your, and I meant it over there for her, but your sister. Again, you can play
You can play.
tennis with your sister. And the your is going to be whoever you're talking to.
Mm-hmm. We, me and my sister, we like to play together.
Again, we like to play together. You know what? She has tennis shoes that are orange. Let's try
sign that together.
She, not over there where Dad was, but
That's Dad.
she has tennis shoes that are orange. Okay, it's a little odd in English. We're saying orange tennis shoes, but remember, the orange goes after the tennis shoes.
She, oops, that's my sister. She has tennis shoes that are orange.
I just said
And
that.
mine are blue. Mine are blue.
You always have blue tennis shoes.
Let's try that together.
You always have tennis shoes blue.
That are blue.
And the obvious answer?
Well, you like blue.
Again, well, you like blue. Let's have a little bit of a review. Can you remember these colors? Red. How about blue?
Blue.
Yellow. How about green?
This one looks a little different. Brown.
And up there also we had, begins with a T, it's tan. How about this one?
Black.
How about
Oh, white.
white?
And now?
Sports. What's this? Baseball.
Baseball.
Good. Sign football. Yeah, football. And pregnant, so football, football. Baseball, how about basketball? Basketball.
Golf.
Golf.
Bowling. Do you remember bowling?
Bowling. How about swimming? Swimming or swimming?
Just depends on your style.
How about some family members?
Father.
Father,
Mother.
mother,
Do you remember this one? It's an N at the forehead. Nephew.
nephew, and
Niece.
niece. Do you remember this?
Grandmother.
Grandmother. How about
Grandfather.
grandfather? What would you do to combine them and to get grandparents? Grandparents. And how about parents in general?
That's
Yeah.
fathers
parents.
and mothers or
or
mothers
mothers
and
fathers. Or what about
And when you put them all together, what do they make?
family?
A family. F hands, they start touching this way and come around. Family.
Do you remember how to count in sign language? Let's go through them and see if you can get them. These are from 1 to 10. Oh, I wasn't going to go
Oh,
through
we're
them.
just
I'm
gonna
going to
jump
test
around.
them.
Okay.
How about
That's our favorite
3.
because it's a little different. 3.
How about
6.
Sign back to us 2. Easy. 2. How about 4? 4.
7.
Little harder. 7.
That's your ring finger. 9. We'll skip around. 9.
And
8.
8.
How about 10? That's your
10.
thumb wiggling. Good.
Remember this verb? Have. Okay, what's this sentence? Should have read, I have 3 brothers. How many sisters do you have? What did she say? She said, she has 1 sister.
How many babies do you have? Now, what did he just say? I have 1 baby that is new.
Okay, what if I were to say that I like to play with my mother? And what if I said, remember daughter? So the
Right.
sentence is,
My mother likes to play with my daughter.
give him a sentence. Is her dress new or old?
New.
Try it. Tell me that you like yellow shoes.
I like shoes
shoes that
that
are
are yellow.
Tell me that you like blue and green tennis shoes. Remember and?
tennis shoes that are, oh, blue and green. I left
Blue
out
and
the
green.
and.
Okay, remember, practice these signs. Make yourself a list of things that you want to know. Write them down. Look in a book. See if you can remember them. If you can't, look
The
it from
book
the
might
book.
remind you.
Sometimes they explain things well in books. Also, try practicing without voice. Maybe even have a day
When you
in
practice.
the life when you practice and you don't talk. Sometimes I have students who just decide that one day they're going to sign for the whole day. Or they go to a restaurant and they decide they're going to try and sign.
The whole
Okay, the
time.
whole time. Or in your family, take maybe from 5 to 6:30, there's no voice. You have to communicate, even if you don't know sign language.
Because the best way to keep up with your skills is to practice. And real people are the best way to practice with
And
real
when you
people.
practice, always remember to
Say
say
it
it
with
with
sign.
Say it with sign, say it with sign. Run it by me if you would, a line at a time. Don't you think I'd like to see what you have to say? Even though the words sometimes just get in the way, it doesn't help to keep it bottled up day after day. When right there at your fingertips, you got a better way to say it with sign, say it with sign. Run it by me if you would, a line at a time. Say it with music and we'll call it a song. Say it with your body, it's a dance. Tell the world a joke and we'll all laugh along. And you could learn to tell it with your hands. Oh, don't you think I'd like to see what you have to say? Even though the words sometimes just get in the way, it doesn't help to keep it bottled up day after day. When
Hola.
Bonjour.
Shalom. You just heard and saw hello in 4 different languages. Spanish, we said hola.
French, we said bonjour.
Hebrew, we said shalom.
And in sign language, we said, and that's exactly why we're here, to learn a new language, sign language.
So please stay with us as we learn to say it with sign. Welcome to Say It With Sign. I'm Larry,
And I'm Sharon.
and we teach sign language at California State University, Northridge.
And in many other places as well.
And we're here to teach you sign language.
Yes, we hope that you'll learn a lot of signs during the course of this period, of these shows.
Anyone can learn sign language. I have to tell you that from the beginning. Anyone. Our daughter, who's 19 months, has known it since she was 2 months.
And she can say almost anything she wants to say. Well, it's limited, but she can say lots and lots of things.
I've taught a woman who's 106 years old. I can walk into my sign language in class and say,
Now, don't be afraid. He just said, hello, how are you?
and she says,
Just fine.
fine, 106. Imagine that.
And we've taught people in between, so if you don't fit either the 19-month category or the 106 category, you're still probably in good shape.
New record.
We've taught many kinds of people as well, and people seem interested in learning sign language for all kinds of reasons. Perhaps
First,
they have
it's fun
family
to
members. It's fun.
Family members, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say maybe they have family members who are deaf or who have learned how to sign and they want to practice with each other. You can practice with your family members as well and friends.
It's useful. You can sign. I was at a rodeo the other day, and I saw two deaf people signing back and forth
Really far
way
away.
back. He said,
Something to drink. Something
and the
to
guy
eat.
back there, instead of yelling Coke and popcorn, said,
Just sign
good,
those
useful
two.
language.
So from distances you don't have to wear out your larynx, you can sign.
Can talk through windows.
That's right. And you can talk across crowds. You can tell secrets, perhaps. Yes, if nobody else in the room knows how to sign, you're in good shape, but he just said something that I want to hit him for, that somebody over there is pretty.
Sorry.
You can also hold a thought. Sometimes when you're trying to remember to tell somebody something,
We have to make a dentist appointment tomorrow.
he was just holding the sign, the hand shape for dentist, and he held it there so that he could remember to tell me. I did.
So if you stay with us, you're going to be able to learn lots and lots of signs. You'll meet her family. Mom and Dad are deaf.
That's how I learned how to sign, because my parents are deaf and I grew up signing. In fact, my first language was sign language. And then shortly after, I learned English as well.
And never stop talking.
Thanks. And our daughter, who is 19 months, you'll be meeting her.
Other people, maybe?
Yep.
You never know. We want you to practice with us. Sign with us. When we say pick up your hands, please don't go.
Or don't just pick them up.
Yeah,
Do exactly
sign,
what
exactly
we do.
what we do. Okay.
It's fun to practice, and especially, I was saying, if you find friends or people around who are interested in practicing with you, that's the best way, because...
Mirrors are okay.
Oh,
Mirrors, dogs, cats, fish. Let's teach you a few signs. First sign we're going to learn is yesterday. Yesterday. Take your thumb, stick it out, put it on your chin, and move it backwards. Yesterday. Basically, signs that go that way are in the past, signs that go that way are in the future. Yesterday, you might see yesterday, you might see yesterday, or yesterday. Right here on this show, we'll sign yesterday. The sign I. Take your finger and point. It's polite to point in sign language. I. You. It. A chair, a dog, or a book. This also can mean me. Me. Open hand is my. It belongs to who you're showing. My, your, Sharon's, theirs, theirs over there, my. Father. Upper half of the face is generally males, bottom of the half is females. Father. Take your 5 fingers, spread them out and go father. Sometimes you'll see father. I like mother-in-law. Father, not really the sign. Let's practice our signs. Take one hand. If you're left-handed, use your right hand and hold it out like this. If you're left-handed, if you're right-handed, put your left hand over here. Take a fist and rub it back and forth. Practice. You can practice real hard. You can practice, but I promise if you practice, you will improve. Improve is a fun sign. If you go in little bitty steps, you're getting a little bit better. A giant quantum leap is improvement, and you could get better and then better and better with age. With. Take 2 hands, make a fist with your thumbs on top. If you put them over here, they're going to crash. So put them on top, go with. With.
And when you're playing, your baby finger and thumb on both hands stick out, and this time it doesn't matter if you're right or left-handed. They both just shake out. Play. And if you are my father-in-law, you play golf. And that's a sign you may already know without realizing it, because it looks like the way you hold a golf club. Golf. Golf. And that should be fun. Take your index finger and your middle finger of both hands, and if you're right-handed, your right hand touches your nose, and then it bounces down and hits the top of your other hand. Exactly the same hand shape. Fun. Fun. And it's particularly fun to win. I imagine that this might have come from a relay race where you had the stick in the hand and you handed it to the next person and they grabbed it out of your hand. Thank you, a little prop.
We won.
So you take your base hand, which is the hand you don't write with, and from that you grab from the top with a fist. So they're both fists, and you grab from the top, and that's winning. It's not so fun to lose. Your base hand, the one you don't write with, is flat and palm up. Your active hand, meaning if you write with it, is index finger and middle finger open, and you fall down on your hand, flat.
Your face.
To lose. It's like you fell on your face, right. Or maybe you think you came in second, so you lost, because there's 2 fingers. To lose. We have a sign in American Sign Language that is called the agent sign, or the that comes at the end of words like teacher, or in this case, a loser. Or the agent sign is indicative of a person. So we have a winner, a loser, that kind of thing. And able or can. Can. The fact that you are able to do something is 2 fists. Your thumbs are over the rest of your fingers in a fist, and you come straight downward, both palms down. Can.
You can, but I can't. But take two hands, right-handed, left-handed, doesn't matter at all. Put them here and go, but.
Index
you could be in a
fingers crossed.
conversation and go,
But.
but.
I disagree.
But.
And then if you want to ask a question, why?
Why, Daddy? Why? Why?
Our daughter has learned that question word. We're not sure we love it anymore. Why? Put a flat hand at your forehead and bring it down and close the 3 middle fingers. So just your baby finger and your thumb are left.
Most of the time,
Why?
you're going to be signing with your right hand if you're right, and your left-handed, you'd go why if you're left. From here, you'd very seldom go like that, except with why.
Which
I want to
means
know. Tell me.
Really a strong question.
And the answer is
Why?
always because. Because.
Point to your forehead and pull your thumb only up. So you point to your forehead, but then you stick your finger in and go upward with your thumb.
Because.
Because.
We have another sign that's written the same in English, and that's the sign. Okay? We could say better and best, or I'm a. No, I'm not going to do it.
No.
Good, better, best. So this is going to be our and if it's better than that, it's there. So I could be better and better. Okay.
It goes up and up.
Good. Good. Take one hand. Start at your chin. Come right down. Good.
So that the back touches the front of your other hand.
Yeah.
And they're two flat hands with fingers closed. Good. And if it's very, very good, that's right. You notice it
Try
comes
it.
upward and then goes down. Because it's
Good.
really good.
Good.
But if it's really, really good, then it is what he just showed you, better. Better. Touch your chin and then go up into that or est. Better. Better.
Good, better, best. Let's
Best.
try that. Good, better, best. Okay, one more. I want to see if you're picking up your hands. With left hands. Good, better, best. And a real strong, super good. One more time.
Could you hear that? Good.
Good. Okay. Right now, there's another thing you can do with sign language. Okay? You can sing. Okay? Sharon's going to sing a song called I Hear Your Hand by Mary Jane Rhodes and T. Daniel Robbins. I want you to look for the signs your, my, and can. Okay? It's not going to be her voice. She's just going to be signing it in sign language. Sharon?
Hey there, friend, you got a hand. Help me see what you say to me. Don't hide your hand. My ears are closed, I cannot hear. But we can share the world, and don't fear, just lend a hand. Lend a hand, and I can show you how to sing words in the air. You can share my world of silence. God gave us a dream to share. I'm reaching out to you. There's so much we can do. Before you knew, I walked with you until today you turned away. See what I say? The world that you are hearing now is the same world that I see. Reach out your hand. I hear your hand. Lend a hand, and I can show you how to sing words in the air. You can share my world of silence. God gave us a dream to share. I'm reaching out to you. There's so much we can do. They call me deaf, but I can see birds singing and breezes in the trees and children laugh. My world is lonely without you. can reach for the stars above us. How so much I want to share. I'll share my life with you. God can make dreams come true.
Hear my hand? That means, what's it mean?
I love you.
Try that. Take an I, an L, and a Y. You put them together and you get the sign, I love you, which is something else you can do in sign language. We have something called finger spelling. Okay, I introduced myself and I said my name is Larry. I could have had a sign that meant Larry, but we don't have a standard one. My name sign is Larry. and
My
I
name
said Larry.
sign is Sharon. But when I first meet you, I must spell my name so that you know exactly what it is. Because the sign doesn't mean Sharon, it means this person, Sharon Newman Solo.
So we fingerspell to say things we want to say, like cities, places, last names, first names. So we're going to teach you the whole alphabet. Today we're not going to teach you much, just
We're not going to try to teach you the whole thing.
let's take a C. Okay, take your hand like this. Make it so it looks like a C. Your bottom thumb is on the over there. Your left-handed people, same thing, exactly the same, but sign it with your left hand.
And if you look at it from the side, then it looks like a C. If you look at it head on, it looks this way. But the one thing to remember is that when you're fingerspelling, you always fingerspell with your palm to the person who's reading you.
You know what you're spelling. Doesn't matter. Let's take a K. One finger in back of the other. Put your middle finger down and put your thumb on your first joint. Okay? A K. Clear? A K. Make sure you're trying that. An L.
Put your index finger straight up and your thumb out.
Looks just like an L. Okay? When you fingerspell, hold your hand about here. Okay, right
maybe
near
a
your
little
mouth,
lower.
maybe a little bit lower. You don't want to hold it out there. You don't want to hold it up there. People may be trying to lip read you. An L. And
And an O. Put all your fingertips against the pad of your thumb. And that's an O. And again, from the side, that looks a bit like an O.
Let's try and put those together with some words. Ready? What's this? If everything is hunky-dory, it's
Let's try that again.
you should have read
Okay.
And in a fight where people are punching each other out, I might go, and she might be KO'd.
Let's see
Try
that again. Did you read K-O? K-O.
People bill and play around, and people and birds say,
Did you read coo? C-O-O? Coo.
"Ooh."
Now, when you repeat the fingerspelled letter, the O, then you open it and close it. So it was C-O-O, coo.
Coo. You might want to go someplace, but first you have to make sure that you
The door.
lock the door.
Let's
Try
look at that
spelling
again.
that.
Lock. Let's
Lock.
try it one more time. Lock.
And we want you to say it. We don't want you to go L-O-C-K, because I'll say, hi, did you? And you go, okay, you need to spell it a word at a time. So
So that you hear it.
Lock.
What he's trying to say, I think, is that you don't want to spell out the letters. You want to say
Lock.
lock, not L-O-C-K.
and if
and
you
now,
want to see something better, you need to take a good look.
let's look at that again. Look.
Look. One more time. Look. If you're not hot, you might be. Again.
Did you read cool? Cool.
Okay, another way to do your double O's is to move it across. You could go
that's right.
C-double-O-L, never saying C-double-O-L, going cool.
Cool.
Or the other way is,
And if you're like me, you may not always like to.
again, you may not want to go to the kitchen and
Cook? Did you read cook? Cook.
okay, if you want to know what time it is, you might look at a,
Did you read that? Let's try it one more time. A clock.
clock. Clock.
Clock.
Try this one. Did you see the word loo?
Lou?
let's put this all together and let's sign a dialogue, a conversation between the two of us. We're going to move over to our couch, and we want you to watch us. The first time through, we're going to sign each sentence with no voice. Second time through, we're going to sign the sentences with voice, and we're going to try to teach it to you the third time. Pick up your hands and sign with us, please.
And the first time through, try to see if you can understand the things that we sign. Are you ready?
Ready? Here we go. Okay, did you...
Whoops, you left out a line of mine. There we go. Now, did you understand?
Let's try it again, this time with voice.
With voice. Are you
Sign
ready?
it with us.
Sign it with us, yes.
Ready? Let's show you not. Not. Okay. Yesterday, I played golf.
Ah, was it fun?
Yeah, but I lost.
Well, why didn't you win?
Because my father won.
Is he a better player?
Yeah, he's a very good player.
Oh, well, you can practice with him.
Good idea. It's fun playing with my father.
And your golf improves.
Well, I don't know if it improves. Let's try that, a line at a time. I said, yesterday I played golf. Let's try that. Yesterday I played golf. Again, yesterday I played golf. Watch her face as she says, was it fun?
Okay, was it fun?
Okay, because that means fun, but the was it, we're not signing. It's on the face.
The
okay?
eyebrows go up, and then he'll answer yes or no. Eyebrows up, was it fun?
Facial expression is important. I say yes, but I lost. Change your face for lost. Yes, but I lost.
Now again a question, so I'm gonna say, why? Now this time my eyebrows go down because I want information. So my eyebrows go down and I say, why didn't you win?
Obviously. Again, try that same
Now
question.
again, eyebrows go down because you want information, not a yes or no. So with the eyebrows go down, you say, why didn't you win?
Well, because my father won. Because my father won. Do you notice the won and win are they going to be the same sign? We're in the past. It's yesterday, so won is win. Same sign. Because my father won. Try that. Because my father won. And Sharon is going to ask me a good
Another question. And this time, again, the eyebrows go up because I'm saying yes or no. I'm asking a question that's yes or no answered. Is he, that's father, so I'm re-signing father, is he a better player? Remember, I put that at the end, player?
Without the face, you're not going to know that she's
That's
signing a question. 'cause
Let's
she
try
could-
that. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I could be telling you that, is what you
You
were
could say,
starting to say.
father's a better player,
That's right.
versus, is he a
Is
better
he
player?
a better player? Let's
And
try
I
it
s-
again together. Is he a better player?
And I say, yes, he's a very good player. Try that. He's, meaning Dad, a very good player.
Oh, well.
You can practice
You
with him.
can practice with him, with father. So let's try that together. Oh, well, You can practice with your father.
It's fun playing with my father. It's fun playing with my father. Try that.
It's fun playing with my father.
And you know what happens?
And
My golf
your golf improves. Let's do that again.
improves.
Your
Your
golf improves.
Okay, let's have a review. Let's talk about the signs we've been teaching you so far. Remember this sign? Good. Yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yesterday.
How about this one? Did you read better? Now let's put those together. Let's try this. Oops, oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna put it with three other signs.
I thought it was something different. Yesterday, I played better. How would you say that yesterday you played golf?
Let's try
Good.
it together.
Yesterday, I played golf.
And how about this one?
You should have read, yesterday, I won. Tell me what didn't happen. Tell me you didn't lose. I didn't lose. She
Oh,
used
yeah.
that, watch, didn't, didn't, or I could have just gone,
With
didn't
the head.
lose.
And the head shake is enough to tell you that it's not.
What if I said, my father,
Didn't
Didn't win.
And let's try it the other way. My father didn't win. Why
Okay.
am I smiling?
what if I said,
Good.
again, but you can win.
Watch it left-handed.
That was cute. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to answer it.
Oh, definitely. Did
Watch
you
it
understand
again. Can you win? And you say,
that? Yes. Did you read
yes, I can win. Again,
that? Yes. Oops. I can win.
Yes, with your head. No, with your other head.
How about this one?
Her father improves.
Or is improving. My father is improving.
But if you don't, you will.
When the sign goes backwards, it means to do the opposite
We
of
don't have a
improving.
word in English, do we, that means
Disimprove,
disimprove? What do I
Get
know?
worse. But this one means to get worse, and this one means to get better.
To get
so,
worse.
if you improve, you get
Better.
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 And you're the
Better.
best.
Tell me you're a winner.
Now this
Okay,
time it's
did
this
you
one.
try and say I'm a winner? That would mean I'm the winningest. I always win and win and win.
Because this one compares, but this one tells you it's a person. So, thank you. I'm glad you didn't say I was a loser.
Crazy. Again, you're not a loser.
Or you're not a loser. That's right.
Okay, how do you practice
Oops.
sign language?
You can have fun practicing.
What do? Try looking in a mirror, fingerspelling to yourself, saying things like, and look at yourself. Do you really look like you're saying that?
I
Grab a
can
friend,
improve.
have them watch, see if they can say. They can't because it's C. We don't know that, so we're going to say, I improve.
I improve.
Look in a mirror, look with
And
your friends,
you
your
can fingerspell
family, your
at least-
fish.
Your fish.
My fish knows sign language.
You can fingerspell to your fish is what he's trying to say, but you can fingerspell those 4 letters, and if you stick with us, you can fingerspell more than that.
So remember, practice makes perfect.
And always
Remember to say it with sign.
That's right.
Say it with sign, say it with sign. Run it by me if you would, a line at a time. Don't you think I'd like to see what you have to say? Even though the words sometimes just get in the way, it doesn't help to keep it bottled up day after day. When right there at your fingertips, you got a better way to let the world know what you're thinking. Let the world know how you feel. Let the world know that deep down inside you, there's something very strong.
The obvious sign for a banana is, of course, banana, because we peel the banana.
Right.
The obvious sign for this is apple, because it's an apple.
Right.
Sharon, what's an obvious sign for that? Right, orange.
Right. For these obvious signs and some not so obvious signs, stay with us as we learn to say it with sign.
Hi, welcome to Say It With Sign. I'm Larry.
And
this is-
I'm Sharon.
And we're signing as we talked.
And talking as we sign.
Many hearing people watching the show need to hear us, and many deaf people need to see us sign. And even the people in between hard of hearing or hearing impaired people need to be lip reading and listening and watching the sign language.
When you watch, perhaps you're one of these categories, and we'll sign or talk for all of you.
Not all deaf people can't talk. In fact, Sharon, you had a friend at a restaurant once that could talk very well. What happened?
He could talk so well that he decided to play a joke on the restaurant. We went into the restaurant, and he said to the waitress, "Excuse me, remember, this is a deaf man,
And she's hearing.
and I'm hearing," yes. And he went in and he said to the waitress, "Excuse me, but my friend here is deaf," pointing to me. "But I'll interpret for everything that you say so that she'll understand." And we sat down at the table, and the waitress came over and said, "Well, what would you like on your salad? Would you like Thousand Island dressing or what?" And he looked at me and he signed without talking, "What is she saying?" And I signed, "She's asking what kind of dressing I want, and I want Thousand Island."
They were lines.
So he said, "Oh, she wants Thousand Island," and passed for hearing. And this was all because he could speak so beautifully and because I just kept my mouth shut.
You can have lots of fun at restaurants signing. We don't want you to pretend that you're deaf, but deaf
No.
people have some real interesting problems when they go to restaurants, okay?
Yeah.
They might look at a menu and they can point to different things, but when it says, ask about the blue plate special, what do? Tell them about Southern California.
Oh, sometimes, I was just going to say, sometimes if they point to the special and they can't lip read the person who's giving the explanation of the blue plate special, they just point to something else on the menu.
Or we have a friend that always ordered the special, and she called it surprise. When they go to restaurants, they always had surprise. She says, and they'd never understand what was going to be ordered.
That's right.
Southern California is really interesting because lots and lots of deaf people
Live
are
around here, and lots of people are learning how to sign. It's a very popular language. I don't know if you know, but it's the third most used language in the United States. A friend of ours flew down here from another part of the country, and he went into 3 different restaurants, 3 different days during his visit, and there was never one time that he went in and the person who was serving him, every single person who served him knew at least how to fingerspell, something that you'll be practicing a little later on today. He said he walked into every restaurant and thought he was in a different country because everybody could sign a little bit.
So you can help deaf people, or you can help yourselves by learning sign language, playing around with it, even going to a restaurant and trying to see what would it be like if you couldn't talk, and pointing, and they say something, and you try to explain it. We have a friend who says when she would go to restaurants, her mother and father are deaf, just like your parents, and she would go to the restaurant. Her mom and dad didn't like to sign in public. They were a little ashamed back then.
Years
like
ago.
Years ago. It wasn't popular to sign in
now
public.
it's become much more open, but at one time I think people were a little more embarrassed about signing in front of people. Now you see people signing everywhere.
anyway. They didn't like to sign. So her children would order everything they weren't supposed to order because they knew that their mom and dad wouldn't
Criticize
sign
them,
and say,
yeah.
no, 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 not supposed to order that.
So they went ahead and ordered chocolate cake and hot fudge sundaes all through the whole restaurant experience. It was really fun.
Anyway, let's talk about and have some fun teaching some signs. Let's start out with some colors. The color for red is, this is the sign. Okay, take your finger. If you're right-handed, your right index finger. If you're left-handed, your left index finger. And like you're going, red, probably from the lips. Red, red. If you take a Y hand for the sign yellow, okay, that's all your fingers bent down, these two fingers open, and you shake it, you get the sign yellow. Again, left-handed people, yellow. If it's very yellow, yellow. Take a G for green. Okay, not all of them are like this, but we take a G, which is these two fingers bent in this array, we shake it back and forth, and we get green. Green. Green for lefties. Okay, purple, we take a P. We take our fingers and bend them, turn them upside down. It should look like this. Shake it, we get purple. Orange. Take this fist and squeeze it under your chin like the juice is running down. And we told you we're going to teach you some obvious signs. Orange, and this is the color and the fruit. Orange, orange. Y. Y. Take your hand, it's going to bend like that. It starts off at your forehead. Try and do this with us. Take your hand and pull it down. Y. 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 And another question is which? Left and right, no problem here. You take one hand, you make a fist, stick your thumb up. Other hand, take a fist. Come on, pick up your hands. All right. Which? Which one? This one? This one? Which? Which?
And if you want to indicate something, you can point to it. So this is me. And pointing my finger at you means you. If I point my finger at a thing, it becomes it. And if I point to us, all of us, it becomes we. So point your finger. It's very powerful in signing. Now we're going to learn some fruits. Apple is a fist, and your index finger is just the slightest bit out. And then you twist it in your cheek, a very obvious sign. Apple.
Why is it
apple.
so obvious?
Perhaps because you're chewing the apple? Banana. Now that's an obvious sign. Peel your banana, and it's probably a sign you didn't even know you already knew. Banana.
I knew apple.
Peaches are, perhaps the sign came from the fact that the skin is so soft. Peaches. Peaches. Take 5 fingers and brush them away from your cheek and into that flat little O hand. Peaches. And then grapes. Imagine that this is the bunch of grapes and you're showing the grapes with 5 fingers and the fingers are slightly bent, and you bounce down your hand, just like this. Bounce down your hand, and that's grapes.
Kind of like on the vine.
That's right. And if you want them, that same hand shape, you start with flat hands outward, and you bring them in and squeeze them towards you. Now notice my hand never closes. It just ends up in kind of a claw hand shape. Want. Want. And love. If you cross 2 fists across your chest, that's love. It's almost like hugging yourself. Love. He just said he loves me.
Okay. Let's go to the store. Take 2 hands. Clasp them together. Hold them down like you're dangling merchandise in front of you, and dangle it. And we get store. Store.
Thumb and the fingers are squeezed together. Store. And then at a store, what do? You buy. You purchase things. Your thumb and your fingers are squeezed together again. This time you take the money from your palm and you hand it to someone. If you're right-handed, you pick it up, you put the money in your right hand and hand it to somebody. If you're left-handed, you're doing it opposite than me. You take your left hand and take the money and hand it to somebody.
Buy.
Buy.
The sign for, F-O-R, like what'd you do that for? Take your one finger, index finger, lefties over here, for, righties over here. You kind of twirl it off your forehead.
Point to your forehead and then end up pointing outward.
For. You might see meaning what did you do that for?
Why?
For. Why? For.
And please, take a flat hand, fingers together, and circle on your chest. Please. And if you want something very badly, you circle more vigorously. Please. Please.
We have a baby.
Yes, we do.
Baby. Sign baby. It can be a big baby, a little baby. baby.
But it's as if you're nestling the baby in your arms. Baby. And you have to be very careful if you sign this together because you knock elbows.
If you have twins, you could. Baby. Sign else or even other. Okay, you take your thumb, you move it across, and you can use this for like, is there anything else? Any other questions? Anybody else want this?
This is the else part,
Else.
the other part. Put your palm
Else.
outward and your thumb out.
Else.
And then as you turn it, your palm ends up towards yourself. Else or other. And when you go someplace, your index fingers start pointing straight up, and then they go to the place you're talking about. So this is to go to. Now remember, if I were telling you about a store over here, I go to the store. If I were telling you about a store over here, I go to that store.
And if you go to, it's
That
often.
means going there often. That's right. Now, Larry is going to sign a song called Yes, We Have No Bananas. Watch for these signs. Have, we, and bananas. A very obvious sign.
Yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today. We've string beans and onions, caballas and scallions, and all kinds of fruit and say. We have an old-fashioned tomato, Long Island potato, but yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today. Yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today. We've string beans and onions, caballas and scallions, and all kinds of fruit and say. We have an old-fashioned tomato, Long Island potato, but yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today.
Bananas?
No, but we have apples. Did you see the signs? Apples and oranges.
Does yes,
and
we have no bananas mean we have them or we don't have them?
We don't have them.
We don't have them. Okay, sign language has another thing you can do. We signed bananas, we signed apples, but if you wanted to sign grapefruit, what would you do?
You might spell it on one hand, as we mentioned before. So you would spell Grapefruit, but you would never pronounce just the letters. You would pronounce it as you spelled it. So it would be grapefruit.
Grapefruit. So lots of things you can do. Names, places, fruits that have no signs. We're going to fingerspell. So we're going to teach you the one-handed ABC alphabet in American Sign Language. First letter we're going to teach you today is O.
Oh,
Okay, take your hand, make it look like an O, close it, pat of your thumbs on all your fingers, goes right here in front of your buddy like Sharon has it. O,
oh.
O. K,
K, your index finger is straight up, your middle finger is out, and your thumb is on the first joint, the middle joint, I guess you'd say, of your middle finger.
That's like we
a
use for
K.
purple because
And
it's
when
an
you turn
upside
it
down.
up, that's right, that's a P.
P, K. How about a
K.
B? Take 5 fingers, put them together, close your thumb, put it in front of you, you get B.
B, and all your fingers are squeezed together.
B.
That's a B.
For A, make a fist, put your thumb over the top of your fist. That's the top of my fist.
Oh,
for
I
me.
see. Your thumb's to the side at any rate. And your fingers are all, your fingernails should all be showing. They should be relaxed and down. And some people squeeze their hands real tight like this, and that looks very uncomfortable. Just let your fingers be flat and down, and that's an A.
A C looks just like a C.
From the side especially. But this is a C. All the fingers are together, and they're squeezed around like just like a C.
Let's try and
C.
put that together in some words. What do you read? Can you read this? We read a
One more time, let's look at it. Did you read a book?
book. Did you notice we went O, O? When you do a double letter, you just go, repeat it, open and closed, book. How about a part of my body called my
One more time.
Are you reading?
Did you read back?
Back. What does a sheep say? A sheep says... Right.
One more time.
Not meow. Ba.
Did you say meow? No, no, no.
Ba.
A ba. That's
Ba.
right.
Okay.
When you're in the kitchen, you might...
One more time.
Let's do it again. Did you read cook?
Cook.
Cook.
And in New York and other places, you sometimes have to honk for a
A cab.
cab.
A cab.
Spell this next one with us. It's corn on the... Corn on the
Cob.
cob. Cob.
Oh, cob. That's
cob.
right.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, try another one.
Let's spell okay together.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
There you go.
And you-
Now, okay is going to be coming up all the time. You want to be telling people everything's A-okay, and you can say A-okay or okay.
Let's put a combination of our finger spelling, our signs we've just learned, into some sentences for a conversation. We're going to walk over to our couch now. We're going to sign a dialogue. First time through, we want you to watch and see if you can understand this. We're going to sign it with no voice.
That's right.
Second time through,
We will voice with it so that you'll know exactly what we said. So the first time through, you watch and see how much you can understand. And then the second time, we'll try it together, and we want you to sign it with us the third time. Okay?
all right, ready?
Ready. Did you understand? Let's try it again.
You should have followed it.
I hope so. I hope so. And if you didn't, we're going to do it now, and this time we're going to talk and sign at the same time.
Pick up your hands and sign with us,
Sign
please.
with us. Yes. Are you ready?
I'm going to the store.
Why are you going to the store?
To buy apples that are red.
Oh, please buy bananas, oranges, and peaches.
Anything else?
Grapes for the baby. She loves grapes.
Do you want grapes that are purple or green? Which ones?
Please buy grapes that are purple.
I want grapes that are green.
Okay. Buy grapes that are purple and green. Did you sign with us?
Do you understand us? Let's teach this a line at a time. I said, I'm going to the store. Let's try that. I'm going to the store. So I've put the store over there. I'm going to the store. Watch Sharon's question, why are you going to the store?
Now watch, we've put the store over here, so why are you going to the same place, the store?
Try that. Why are you going to the store? Okay, and I answered, to buy apples that are red. To buy apples that are red. And we say, explain that.
Oh, when we sign in American Sign Language, the thing that is described comes first, and then comes the descriptive word. So we might say the house that is big, the apples that are red, the book that is old.
Other languages do that too.
Just
So
like
I said,
Spanish or French.
to buy apples that are red. She says,
Oh, yes. Oh, please, remember please, buy bananas, oranges, and peaches. Remember
Try that
your
with
fruit
her.
signs?
Please buy bananas, oranges, and peaches. Excellent. And I said anything else. Just one side, anything else, but I have to look like it's a question. Take your thumb. Anything else?
And the eyebrows are up because you're going to answer with a
Anything
yes or a
else?
no.
She
Anything
says,
else?
yep, grapes for the baby. She loves grapes.
So I said, mm-hmm. You know how to say that, right? Yes, with your head. Grapes for the baby. And then I said, she, the baby, loves grapes.
Try that again. Yes. Grapes for the baby.
She, the baby,
loves grapes.
grapes.
She didn't like them. You could say she loves grapes. And I asked her, do you want, and I asked her which color, green or purple grapes. Okay, so I said, do you want grapes that are purple or green? Which ones?
And that's because the question word comes at the end. In
Give
American
them
Sign
two
Language.
choices, and then you put this sign, the which. So we say purple or green.
Which
ones? Try that. Purple or green, which ones? And you said the answer?
Please buy grapes that are purple.
Please buy grapes that are purple. And I said, I want grapes that are green. I want grapes that are green. Again, with us. I want grapes that are green.
And then I said, okay. Now this is our finger spelling, so try this with me. Okay. Try to do it as smoothly as you can without any bouncing. Okay. Buy grapes that are purple and green. Buy grapes that are purple and green. And Larry just showed you the sign for and, which we hadn't taught you, but you can certainly learn. You take a flat hand like this with fingers open and draw it across your chest and into an O.
Okay, let's have a
And.
test, a little bit of a review.
Oh, no test, but just a
Okay,
yes.
can
just
you
a review.
understand these words? How about this color?
Did you read red?
Okay, give us the color green.
Green?
Green. Okay, how about the color orange?
Squeezing an
Yeah,
orange into your mouth,
orange.
perhaps?
What fruit is this?
A peach? A peach. Remember, the skin of the peach is so soft. How about this color? Purple?
What if I said,
Did you read, do you
you
want,
want
grape
purple,
grapes
purples?
that are
I want
purple?
some grape purples.
Grapes that are purple?
Ask me, tell me you want purple grapes. Yeah,
Should've been-
I want purple grapes. You
Grapes
have
that
to
are purple.
change it around. Okay, tell me that you like, no, you
You
want
want-
green grapes.
Should have looked like this. I want grapes that are green. Now, let's say that we were talking about apples and we wanted to talk about all the colors that we see of apples. We have
Did you see apples that are red, green, and yellow? Say it again. Tell me you want red, green, and yellow apples.
I'm going to let them, right?
Okay, and let
Okay.
them. All right.
Now, I want apples that are red, green, and yellow. Good. Now, you notice that you may not know this yet, but the letters of the alphabet are what we're using for green and yellow. This is a G, and this is a Y for yellow. Later on, you'll be learning all of these.
What word am I finger spelling? Did you see go?
Go. Go. Good. What about,
Yo.
now watch this.
Uh-huh.
I have an idea. Now do you get it? A yo-yo.
You can't play with finger spelling.
Yes. Let's see. Another word, maybe we can talk about I guess we already talked about apples a lot. We bought
Buy
some apples.
apples. Tell me you bought an orange peach. Right. I bought
A
a
peach.
peach that's
was
orange. Again, I bought a peach that's orange.
And where would you buy something? I hope you said a store. A store.
Store. Tell me you go to the store for grapes. Right. I go to the store for grapes. You
Good.
go up, I go down. Grapes.
There
No,
we
you
go.
go down. Tell me you go to the store for red grapes and green apples. I go to
the
store
for
for grapes that are red and apples that are green.
Good.
How about some finger spelling? Finger spell go. Yep. Go.
How about book?
That's a hard one. Give him a chance. Okay, try it.
You try it now. Book.
Book. Okay.
Well, you did a
we're-
very nice
We're
job.
signing and talking at the same time. Okay, you might find a little bit of problem with signing and talking as your sign.
Yes, when you talk and sign at the same time, that takes a great deal of practice. And of course, we practice doing that because we want everybody to understand the things that we're saying. However, when you're practicing your signing, you may want to separate those two things out. You probably have a lot of experience with talking. Now try signing without talking so that you're not forcing your mouth and your hands to work at the same time.
Sharon grew up with parents that are deaf. I was going to say parents that are green.
Oh,
Parents that are
a
deaf.
little green
and a
sometimes.
sister who's hearing, and we have a baby that hears. So when her parents are around, she signs and talks a whole lot. So that's why she's good at it. I took classes at CSUN, Cal State University Northridge, and most of the time we just practiced signing. Later, when I met your mom and dad, I noticed that if I was talking and signing, your mother and father were fine, but my mother and father are going,
Yeah, we ended up
okay,
signing
so
and
we
talking
had to sign
both.
and talk at the same time.
Larry's
Took me
parents are here.
9 years to learn how to do it. Okay, so don't feel bad if you can't. All right, how about this sentence? What do I want? I want a book that's red.
We only learned how to fingerspell it. Let's spell it again.
A book, you're right.
Doesn't this look a bit like a book, though?
A book.
A book?
A book. A book. Tell me you want a book that isn't red. That isn't red. Okay. Head shaking.
Head shaking.
Remember when she said, yes, the baby loves... Okay? Yes
The baby loves grapes,
isn't
remember?
red. Isn't red.
If you turn your head this way, of course, I think you already know this, but it negates the thing that you're saying. So, if you say, that would mean I don't want something. I don't want it. It's one way. We have many ways to say not or
What am I
no.
saying?
Oh, good. I'm glad he didn't go like
I'm going to
this.
change it to a question.
The first time he said, I love you. Now he asked me, do you love me? And now.
Okay, so practice your signing with your friends, your family, your dogs, your cats, anything
Whoever.
you want, but always remember to please
Say
say
it
it
with
with
sign.
Say it with sign, say it with sign. Run it by me if you would, a line at a time. Don't you think I'd like to see what you have to say? Even though the words sometimes just get in the way, it doesn't help to keep it bottled up day after day. When right there at your fingertips, you got a better way to say it with sign, say it with sign. Run it by me if you would, a line at a time. Say it.